Hello, PEP students. Welcome back to another live class. Today being Friday, we're doing our math curriculum-based test. We're going to be looking at 40 items and we're going to get right into it as soon as I play for you the schedule of our live classes. Make sure you write down this schedule so that you don't miss any of the classes. We have 5 live PEP classes every week. So here we go. Here's the schedule. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like hats? No, another important. Have you ever math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we'll be looking at the common mistakes that is made with all the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay. Hello, scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. All right, so welcome back, students. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now so we can get right into our curriculum-based tests. All right. Oh. All right. So, Jared, can you read that for me, please? Are you able to see the screen? Okay, sorry. To invite my scholars to the screen so they can actually communicate. All right, so welcome, scholars. Welcome, Jer, Madison, Antoine, and Amari. John. Okay, so welcome. So, Jer, can you read, please?
Okay, miss. Which is not true of every rhombus. All sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are parallel, diagonals are not perpendicular. Which is not true of every rhombus.
Good night, miss.
Good night, Legende. All right, so
Which
not true of every rhombus. I think we can only pick one. So Antoine is saying A. Does it say pick two? Let me see that again.
No, miss. Sorry.
It didn't say pick two, right? So which is not true of every rhombus. In the rhombus, all sides of the rhombus are equal. Um, Opposite angles are equal because each angle is equal. Opposite sides are parallel and diagonals are not perpendicular. So which one is not true? That would be D. Diagonals are not
Miss D,
perpendicular.
I just realized because
All
a
right.
rhombus is like a square, and square sides are
Yes, but
equal.
it's not, it's twisted.
Yes, miss.
Okay. All right. Number 42. Three three edges of a cuboid meet at its what? So a cuboid is a square box. The three edges meet where? Is it at the vertex, the face, the base, or the plane?
Miss, I say A, the vertex.
That is correct, the vertex. So the vertex is the point where the edges meet. Number 43, use the diagram below to answer questions 43 and 44.
Miss B, a pyramid.
What is, pardon me?
Miss is a pyramid. B.
Okay, so B, that's correct. It's a pyramid. And it's the same figure we're using for number 43. So how many faces does the pyramid have? So the faces are the flat sides. How many faces? So we have the base, which is a face, that's one, and then two, three, and four on here, and five on that side. So that's D,
Miss, I agree, it's 5.
five faces. All right, so it's 40 questions we want to complete. So we're not going to dwell on them. All right, number 45, which of the shapes is not a polygon?
B, miss?
B is correct. The polygon must be flat, it must
Flat.
have straight
Yes, miss.
sides, and it must be closed. Those
I
are the
agree, miss.
three, right? Those are the three criteria for the polygon. It must be flat, it must have straight sides, and it must be closed. So B is a circle, it has a curved
Miss, I
surface.
think B
It's
is
not,
a oval.
um, yeah. Number 46. How many lines of symmetry does the shape below have?
Miss,
So a line of symmetry is where you can cut the shape into two equal parts that are identical to each other. How many times are we able to
oh, Miss, one
run a
time.
line through this shape? Answers?
A.
A, that is correct. And I want to take time out to welcome our students in the chat. Welcome Michaela, welcome Thor, welcome Alyssa. All right, so let's continue. Number 47. Use the diagram below to answer question 47. So we have a rectangle with a half a circle, a semicircle. Oh my goodness, I didn't see the option, so I'm actually telling you. All right, so the geometric shape above is made of, so we have a rectangle here and then a semicircle,
B.
right?
Miss, I agree.
So that would be B, rectangle
Semicircle
and,
and a rectangle.
right,
Semicircle.
semicircle and rectangle. For number 48, from the shapes listed below, determine which pair each has only two lines of symmetry. So which of these have only two lines of symmetry?
Miss, A.
You say A, the square and the kite.
No,
Does the kite have two lines of symmetry?
Miss,
Miss,
only
I
one.
say C.
The kite has one. So for C, we have the rhombus and the rectangle. That is correct. That is correct. It's not B because the isosceles triangle has three lines. Now use this diagram below to answer question 49. So that's a triangle. We have one angle 60 degrees, the other 55 degrees. Calculate the size of the missing angle. Missing angle there.
Miss, you could
Can
add
I
them.
go ahead?
Jer, go ahead.
No, let Madison go, Miss.
Madison, go.
Miss, we'd add them and then take them away from 180.
So we'd add them and take them away from 180. So what would we get?
Miss, I haven't done it yet. Let me do that.
Miss, you
All
would
right,
get
so
65.
do that. So when you add them up, what do you get?
Miss, you get 115.
Yes, Miss.
And when you take that from 180, then you'd get what?
65, Miss.
65. That is correct. And in the chat, Michaela got 65. Trevor is saying we add them up and subtract from 180. Okay, so 65 is the answer. For 49. Number 50, a rectangle can be formed by two congruent what? Congruent means two shapes that are same size, same shape, same angle, same everything. So we form a rectangle by putting together two what?
Miss,
Isosceles.
isosceles.
A.
Isosceles.
The isosceles triangle.
If you
We don't necessarily use a triangle.
I
If
say
we put two
isosceles.
isosceles triangles together, we're not going to get a rectangle necessarily. Because suppose one side is very much, suppose the two equal sides are much longer. No, it's two right angled triangles.
Miss, when you put a right angle triangle.
Yes, because a square is a special type of rectangle.
Two right angled triangles come together to make a rectangle that's congruent. Two congruent right angled triangles make a rectangle. And number 51, the arrow below has been rotated 90 degrees clockwise. So which diagram below shows the rotation of the given figure? So if we take this arrow and we move it 90 degrees, so we rotate it, here would be the axis, and we take it and rotate it this way 90 degrees. What would it now
Miss.
become after that rotation? So this is
Miss.
it here, and we're going to move it 90 degrees.
Miss, it's C.
It would become,
Miss C.
Since,
correct, it would become,
since when we move it 90, it would
all
be
right.
I would be facing downwards.
Number 52, which solid would a regular die most likely resemble?
Miss A cube.
A cube. So a cube is a square box, and the die is a cube, right? 6 faces that are equal sides. Number 53, the name of the solid for the net below.
Miss,
So
it's
if we
C.
fold that over on itself, what would it form?
Miss, you would get a cone.
We'd get a cone, so that's C. So a net is a shape where if you cut it out and fold it over, it will form a solid figure, a 3-dimensional figure. So this is the net for a cone. It has a circular base, and when you put it together, the sides would look triangular. Number 54. So we have a lighthouse, and we have the north line, and we have a ship, right? So about how many degrees is the ship from the lighthouse? So look at the angle that is formed from north to the ship. Estimate how many degrees that is. We know that a right angle would be 90 degrees. So the right angle would be from north straight across the east. That would have been the 90 degrees, right? So how many degrees you think this is?
Miss, I would say B because since the line is not really that far from it becoming a right angle, and if it's 179, it would be close to making a straight angle,
Okay.
and D
All right.
wouldn't.
So this line, this is halfway between east and south. So from north to east is 90 degrees. And then halfway between east and south, that's 45 degrees. So 90 plus 45, that would give 135 degrees. So it is B, 135 degrees. All right, number 55. If P marbles are taken from a bag containing 12 marbles, how many marbles are left? If marbles are taken from a bag containing 12, how many marbles are left? What would represent it?
Miss C.
C, miss. I agree.
So it would be C,
I agree.
12 minus P. That's correct, because we have 12 and we're taking away P from it. So it would be 12 minus P. All right, next question. Paul is 2x years old. His brother is 7 years older. What expression best describes his brother's age? So Paul is 2x. His brother is 7 years older. Which expression best describes his brother's age? Yes.
Oh, so Miss,
Those in the chat, when you're writing your answers, please write the number of the question beside it, because it's not always in sync with what we're doing here. So I want you to write the number of the question beside it. So what are we saying for this one? 2x, his brother is 7 years old. So what expression describes his brother's age?
2x plus 7, Miss?
Correct. 2x plus 7. So the 2x represents Paul's age, and the 7 is his brother, is 7 more. So the plus 7 represents his brother. All right, 57. When 5 is subtracted from a certain number, y, when 5 is subtracted from a certain number y, the result is 13. This may be written algebraically as when 5 is subtracted from a certain number y, the
B.
result is 13.
Miss, it's B.
What are you
I
saying,
agree.
Antoine?
B. Miss, I say B. Miss,
5 is subtracted from y, no. 5 is subtracted from y, not y sub from 5. So it
Miss, I
has to
said
be
B.
D, right? D is the answer. For B, it would have been y is subtracted from 5. But it says 5 is subtracted from y. So the answer is D. Number 58. If A equals 3, then what is the value of 3A minus 2B? A equals 3, B equals 4. What is the value of 3A minus 2B? When your answers in the chat, please put the number. All right, so Michaela is saying 58 is A. Any other answer for 58? Thor is saying 58 as well. So let's break it down. So A is 3B. So 3A would be 3, 2B would be 2 times 4. So that's 9 minus 8, which gives 1. So for 58, the answer is A, 1.
Yes, Miss. I agree.
Okay, so 59. X plus 2 is greater than 5. What is a possible value of X to make this statement true? So X plus 2 is greater than 5. What is a possible value of X to make this statement true? For 59. All right, so Alyssa got a 58. So we're on 59. What could we substitute in that place to make the answer true? Michaela is saying D for 50 could put 4. Alyssa is saying C for 59. John Day is saying D, but I'm not sure which number. You have to put the number. You have to put which name. JRC
Miss?
for what? Are you answering for 59?
Miss, I say
Michaela,
C for
change your
50.
mind. No, it's okay, so let us see. Jerry saying C for 59.
Miss,
For those who are saying C for 59, So you're saying if we put 3 there, it would make the statement true. But 3 plus 2 is not greater than 5. That would be true. 3 plus 2 is not greater than 5. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So if we put a 3 there, the answer would not be true. It has to be D. It has to be 4. 4 plus 2 would give 6, and that is greater than 5. So the answer for 59 is D, not C. It didn't say it would be equal to it. It's a greater than sign there. So the number that you put there has to make it greater than, not equal to. Number 60. The dimensions of a flat screen TV are 109 centimeters by P inches. Which would best describe the area of the TV screen? So number 60, the dimensions of a flat screen TV are 109 centimeters by P inches, which would best describe the area of the TV. I actually think there is an error with the inches there. I think it should be centimeters. It should be centimeters, not inches. All right, so if we want to find the area, so what would it be? For 60, area of the flat screen TV. So a flat screen TV would be in the shape of a rectangle. All right, so everyone is saying C for Nancy. Antoine is saying C, Madison C, Michaela C for 60. Times the width. Again, I don't believe it's inches that should be there. Both be in the same unit, or if there aren't, then the answer would reflect some kind of conversion, and it doesn't. All right. So what result would m squared minus k give if m is 4 and k is 3? Number 61. What result would m squared minus k give if m equals 4 and k is equal to 3? For where m is, so m squared minus 3. What would be result of 61? Remember to write the number that you're answering, please. Michael is saying 61, that's C. And what work called 61? Thor is saying C. Well, Thor, you're still at number 60. We're on to number 61. Check it. So if we put where m is, and it's m squared, that means 4 times 4, which is 16. And if we put 3 where k is, so that would be 16 minus 3, which gives 13. So the answer there is 13. C, 13. Number 62. Mike and Paul have $6 in total. If Paul has X dollars, how much money do you expect Mike to have? So Mike and Paul have $6 in total. If Paul has X dollars, how much money do you expect Mike to have. That's number 62. What are your thoughts on that one? Together they have $6. Michaela is saying C for Sue. So we're getting a string of C down the line. We had C for 60, C for 61, and some persons are now saying C for 62. You know, things like these sometimes turn students off from the right answer because they look at it and say, but it can't be C or M. Has that ever happened to you? You're doing a test and you keep getting the number and it change the answer because you think it can't be the same number all the time. Don't allow that to distract you.
That has never happened
Some
to me.
students do. They think that no, you're right. Michaela is saying it happened to her.
Miss, when I was in grade
Thor is saying yes.
Miss, I was doing timetable. Miss, the all the answers were A, Miss. But Miss, I was still
Once
confident
you
in
work
the answer.
out your answer
And Miss,
you
a boy,
know,
Miss, he had the correct. Missy had the correct answer at first, and then he erased it because he thought he had it too many times. And Miss, the teacher asked
right.
why did he erase the correct answer.
Yes, don't let that happen to you. It doesn't matter how many A's or how many B's or how many C's. Once you know you did the correct thing for your answer, you keep your answer. Okay? Look at this. Mike, together they have $6. So if Paul has X dollars, Mike's money would be the $6 minus Paul. So it would be 6 minus X. So it is indeed C. So we had a string of C's. C for 60, C for 61, C for 62. For 63, Bob has 5 toys. Marla gave him some more. Now he has at least 9. Which of the following equations could be used to represent the toys he had in total? So Bob has 5 toys and Marla gave him some more and now he has at least 9. So which of the following equations would be used to represent the toys he had in total? He had 5, Marla gave him some more, and now he has at least 9. So how are we going to approach number 3? Which equation or which equation show what he has now? Let's see some answers for number 63. So Mila is saying A, 5 plus M must be greater than or equal to 9. Any other answer for 63? Thor saying A for 63.
Miss, I say A.
I agree.
Antoine saying A. Okay. So remember, it is must be at least 9. He now has at least. At least means this or more, right? So that means greater than or equal to. So the 5 plus the amount that he just got from Marla must be more or at least 9. So it's greater than or equal to. 5 plus M is greater than or equal to 9. Now use the diagram below to answer questions 64 and 65. So we have, this is a pie chart. And we have sections for car, food, insurance, and savings. The pie chart above shows how Mr. Campbell spends his monthly salary of $100,000. Use it to answer the questions below. So let me read that again. The pie chart above shows how Mr. Campbell spends his monthly salary of $100,000. Use it to answer the questions below. So for 64, what does Mr. Campbell spend most of his salary on? What does Mr. Campbell spend most of his salary on? So we're at number 64.
Miss, for 64,
All right.
it's a car.
Miss, I can't really see, but I think it's car.
All right. So Madison says car. Antoine says car. Michaela says a car. Alisa says, or Alisa don't give her answer yet. Thor says a car. Is it unanimous? Everyone agrees? Biggest chunk on the pie chart. So here we have the car. Here it is. That's the biggest chunk of the pie chart. So A is correct. The same pie chart we're using for number 65. Approximately how much money does Mr. Campbell spend on insurance each month? So approximately how much money does Mr. Campbell spend on insurance each month? So insurance would be the quarter of the circle. Quarter of the circle, that's insurance. So if the full circle represents his salary of $100,000 and he spends a quarter of that on insurance, how much money would that be roughly? So let's see some answers for 65. So Michaela's B, Thor says B, and B is 25,000. Let me hear some rationale, some logic. We get B, $1,000 for the insurance.
Miss, may I
I just say it's a
explain?
Go ahead.
Okay, Miss. So Mr. Campbell, he makes $100 every month. So
100,000.
100,000, sorry. And one quarter of 100,000 is 25,000. And if you want to do it easier, you could just say how much is a quarter of 100 and then put 1,000 on it.
All right. Quarter, since the fraction of the circle that insurance takes up is a quarter, we would quarter times 100,000, and that is 25,000. And Michaela also has that explanation in the chat. A quarter times 100,000, 25,000. All right, so we're now at 66, and we're to use these figures given. So Dwayne scored 8, 85, 73, 92, 88, and 90 in mathematics for the term. Using this information, answer the question below. What is Dwayne's or Dana? What is Dana's average for the term? So she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She did 6 mathematics tests. Dana scored 78, 85, 73, 92, 88, and 90 in mathematics for the term. Using this information, answer the question, what is Dana's average? What is her average in mathematics? How do we find the average of a set of numbers? Another name for the average is what? What's the other word we use for average? Alisa is saying she doesn't know to work out average. Does anyone know? Remember when we did the stem
Yes,
leaf
Miss,
plot?
I do.
We worked out the average or the mean. So what did we do
Miss,
to
we
get the?
added all the numbers and divided by how many
We
numbers
add
there
all
Yes,
the
were.
miss.
numbers,
That's
right?
how I
So
remember it.
Michaela is saying add all the numbers and divide by the total amount of numbers. It's also called the mean. Thank you, Michaela. So do that then, guys. Add all the test scores. And how many tests are there? Right. So Tori says this is like the stem and leaf. That's just what I was saying. When we did the stem and leaf, we had to find the mean of the numbers. How many tests did she do? How many scores are we working with? Is it 5? 5 tests? You sure? It's not 5. So we have 78, 73, 92, 88, and 90. That's 6 test scores. So when you add them up, you're going to divide by 6. What do you get?
Miss, is it B?
When you
Miss,
add
I
them
get
up?
84.3. Miss, I get 84.3.
All right. Anybody getting any other answer? When you add them up and divide by 6.
Miss, I got an answer, but it's not there, so I don't think it's
What
right.
do you got?
Miss, I got my
Miss, I
answer.
got 66.
66?
Yes,
What
miss, but
numbers
I
you
know it's
added?
not right. 78,
What
85,
numbers you added?
78, 85, 73, 92, 88, and 90.
And what was the total you got?
396.
And you divide that by 6.
Yes, miss.
All right, so let's add these up. 78, 85, 73, 92, 88, and 90. I get 506. And when I divide that by 6, I get 88, 84.3. So the closest one there is 84%, which is B.
Miss, I find it kind of difficult to add a lot of numbers like that.
Okay, so you have to practice. Keep a steady head Keep a steady head and concentrate. All right, 67. A bag contains 5 yellow marbles and 3 blue marbles. If a marble is chosen at random, what is the probability of selecting a blue marble on the first try? A bag contains 5 yellow marbles and 3 blue marbles. If a marble is chosen at random, what is the probability of selecting a blue marble on the first try?
C.
Yes, Jer?
Miss I say no, it's not J.
Antoine, you're saying?
Miss I
Antoine, what
say
are you saying, Antoine?
yes. Miss I say C. How I got
So you're
C.
saying C. Why?
So 5 yellow marbles and 3 blue marbles, that will add up to 8. And 3 and the box and the question says it contains 3 blue marbles, and 3 over 8 will be the answer, since there are only 3 blue marbles in
Correct.
it.
Correct. So we add up the marbles, 3 plus 5, and we get 8. And since 3 of them are blue, then it would be 3 out of the 8. The probability of choosing a blue would be 3. So you are right, Antoine. Let's do the next question. Number 68. On a midterm test, a student scored the following in 5 subjects. Again, we set up scores, but this time they don't want the average. Scores are 75, 90, 60, 75, and 80. What is the mode of the set of scores?
Miss, is it 75?
75.
So remember, we said the mode is what?
25. Miss, the number that
How do we
occurs
define the mode?
the
The
number that
most
occurs
frequent
twice. The
number,
most
right?
frequent.
The number that occurs the most.
Yes,
So the question
miss.
said on a midterm test, a student scored the following in 5 subjects: 75, 90, 60, 75, and 80. What is the mode of the set? And we know that the mode is the number that is there more than other numbers. So there are 2 75s. So you are correct. You are correct. 75 is the mode, and that is B. Number 69, the mean of 4 numbers is 15 if 3 of the numbers are 6, 12, and 18. What is the 4th number? Let me read number 69 again. The mean of 4 numbers is 15 if 3 of the numbers are 6, 12, and 18. What is the 4th number? How are we going to approach number 69? Any 39?
Miss, may I answer? So because average is the like I know all the numbers added up divided by how many numbers are there. Since we got the average, we can times 15 by 4 and get the number, and then add up all 16, 12, and 18 and minus that from the number that we got.
Beautiful, Madison. That's correct. So we find the total for the 4 numbers. So since we know their average, we multiply that by 4 to get their total. And then since we know 3 of the numbers, we add those up and take it from the total, and the answer will give us the last number. So what do we get then for that number? following those steps. So 4
Miss,
what?
24. 4 times 15 is
4 times
60.
15 give.
60.
60, miss.
And when we add the 6, 12, and 18, we get what?
36.
So we take the 36 from 60, and the final answer is
24.
Miss, I agree.
correct. So that's A, 24. Okay. Number 70. Mario obtained the scores below on his test. Use these scores to answer the question below. 96, 87, 75, 82, 87. What
Miss,
is
the
the median? Amari, what are you saying?
Miss, it wasn't
Is that
Amari.
Amari? Who was it?
Antoine.
Antoine, sorry. What are you saying is
Miss, I say A, 75.
Miss, I don't
so Antoine
agree.
is
I say
saying,
C.
so Antoine is 75, Madison says C 87, Michaela says any other answer for the median? Antoine, explain how you got 75.
Miss, since the median is the middle number, 75 is in the middle. That's how I got my answer,
All right,
miss.
Madison explained to Antoine why that is.
So median isn't just the middle number. You have to put the numbers in order. So the numbers in order are 75, 82, 87, 87, then 96. And when
So
you write them out, you'll see that the middle number is 87.
So basically, we have to list the numbers in ascended order, then find the median.
yes,
Yes.
right. So you can't just look at the numbers and say, okay, that's in the middle. No, you have to make sure first that they are in ascending order. And if 2 of them fall middle, after you put them in ascending order, you are going to add them and divide by 2.
Okay, miss.
Let's move on. Number 71. If number of students that purchase patties doubled on Thursday, what would be the total number of students to purchase patties for the week? So if the number of students that purchase patties doubled on Thursday, what would be the total number of students to purchase patties for the week? So let me expand this a bit so you can see. So the bar graph shows the number of students in a class who buy patties on school days. Use it to answer item 71 and 72. So on Monday, 20 students bought patties. On Tuesday, 25. Wednesday, 20. Thursday, 10. And Friday, 5. So the question for number 71, if the number of students that purchase patties doubled on Thursday, what would be the total number of students to purchase patties for the week? What are your
Miss,
thoughts?
D, 90.
Madison. So Madison is saying D, 90 for 71. Michaela is saying A.
Miss,
Yes, Antoine.
I say B. Wait, no, C, 85.
Antoine is saying
C, miss.
Antoine is saying Antoine, make up your mind, fellow.
C, Miss.
You're giving me all the answers. What's your
Miss,
final
it's just
answer?
two. C, 85.
All right, so Antoine is saying C. So let's investigate. Now they are saying the number of parties for Thursday should be doubled. So we're going to multiply the Thursday number by 2, right? So that's just 25 for Tuesday, that's 45, plus 20 for Wednesday, that's 65. Thursday was 10, but we're going to double that, so it's going to become 20, that's 85. And then 5 for Friday, so that's 90 in all.
Miss,
That's
I left off the 5.
You left out
The 5, Miss, on Friday.
okay. All right, so we're using the same bar graph. And the question for number 72 is, how many more students bought patties on Tuesday than on Friday? How many more students bought patties Tuesday than on Friday?
Miss C 20. Sorry.
20, because on Tuesday it's 25, on Friday it's 5. So the difference, because they want how many more, so we have to find the difference. So the difference is 5. Is 25 minus 5.
Miss Ayako. 25 minus 5.
Antoine, can you read number 73, please?
Okay, Miss. Number 73. Sarah has a bag with 6 white marbles, 4 yellow marbles, 7 green marbles, and 10 red marbles, all of the same size. If she pulls out one marble without looking, which color is she most likely to pull out? Number 73.
Again,
Sarah has a bag with 6 white marbles, 4 yellow marbles, 7 green marbles, and 10 red marbles, all of the same size. If she pulls out one marble without looking, which color is she mostly likely to pull out? Miss, I say A, red, because red is the most marbles.
and that is correct. So the more things there are, the more likely she is to pull that thing, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. All right. Madison, please read this.
Okay, Miss. Number 74. A die is rolled. What is the probability that the number obtained is an even number? Number 74. A die is rolled. What is the probability that the number obtained is an even number?
All right, Madison, what do you say that one? Or does anyone else have any ideas for this? What's the probability it will fall on an even number? So this is number 74.
Miss, I say 2
And
over 3
why did 2 over 3?
Miss, I agree.
because there are 3 even numbers and then 3 over 6, and you can cancel it down and get 2 over 3.
3 over 6 doesn't to 2 over 3.
Oh, sorry, Miss. Never
Miss,
mind then.
3 over 6 cancelled, so
It's
So
cancelled
actually,
to
the
1
correct answer
half.
is not there.
yes,
The
miss.
correct
Yes,
answer is
Miss.
not
That's
there.
what I was confused.
an error because there are on the die. What are the even numbers on the die?
2, 4, and 6.
2, 4, 6.
4 and 6. So that's 3 even numbers, and there are 6 possible numbers for it to fall on. So 3 out of 6, that would give a half, and that is not there. Lejonde, can you see the board? Can you read that question for me, please?
Miss, are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Number 75. Which graph is best for displaying data that changes over time? A. Pie graph. B. Line graph. C. Bar graph. D. Circle graph.
Read it again, please.
Number 75. Which graph is best for displaying data that changes over time? A. Pie graph. B. Line graph. C. Bar graph. D. Circle graph.
All right, so which one is best to show if we're seeing the information is changing, so each year it's different? Which one of
Miss
those would be
D. Circle
best?
graph.
Miss, isn't
Miss, I
B?
say line graph.
a circle graph and a pie graph the same?
The circle graph is the pie chart, right?
Yes, miss.
That's not that's best to compare quantities.
Yes, miss. I say line graph.
I say line graph.
Yes, miss, I agree.
Miss D.
Okay. All right. B line. Let's see. Madison, can you read number 76, please?
Okay, Miss. Everything, all 3 of them?
Yes, all 3.
Okay. Number 76. Grade 5 students joined the school's library for the first time and borrowed some books. The librarian recorded the number of books borrowed and the number of students who borrowed as follows: 7 students, 1 book; 9 students, 2 books; 5 students, 3 books; 10 students, 4 books; 6 students, 5 books; and 3 students, 6 books. Which of the following would be the most suitable in capturing this information? Number 76. Grade 5 students joined the school's library for the first time and borrowed some books. The librarian recorded the number of books borrowed and the number of students who borrowed as follows. 7 students, 1 book; 9 students, 2 books; 5 students, 3 books; 10 students, 4 books; 6 students, 5 books; 3 students, 6 books. Which of the following would be the most suitable in capturing this information?
What are the options?
A. Pictograph. B. Bar graph. C. Line graph. And D. Tally table.
All right, so which do you think would be best to show this information, students?
Miss, a bar graph?
Why the bar is best?
Miss, because at the bottom they could have number of students or students, and then at the side they have number of books.
But then you'd have to have different bars to represent. It's
Yes.
what, 7 different students? So you have to have 7 different bars to represent each student. So that's confusing.
Yes, miss.
Miss C line graph.
Remember now, in this case, you have different items that you're comparing. I would actually think the tally table,
Miss,
the
I agree.
tally table you have, where you have the strokes. You know what tallies are? So to get
Yes,
5,
miss.
Miss tallies are
put
the
4
little
strokes and cross
For 5,
it.
we'll cross it. Then, if you want to
Yeah,
get 7, we'll add just 2
right. 5
strokes.
strokes and
okay, Miss. D, Miss.
cross it. Yeah. So you would have the names of the 7 students, or just put let me see, the books, the number of students, and put your strokes and cross through it for the number of books. All right.
Miss, if you
Number
said something to me.
77. Amari, are you there?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Haven't heard from Amari.
Miss Arjan.
Amari, can you read number 7?
Miss, you have heard
Miss
from Amar a long time ago, miss.
I said in a while.
Number 27. Which? Oh, miss, I haven't read in a while. Which one of the numbers
Yeah,
in
you'll read up.
the list
So John
below
will read
should be
78. Go again, Amari.
Which one of the numbers in the list below should be removed so that the average of the remaining numbers is 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13? Which one of the numbers in the list below should be removed so that the average of the remaining numbers is 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and
All right.
13?
So what are your thoughts on this? Which of those numbers, if we remove them, the other numbers would have an average of 8?
Miss, what does it mean by average of 8? Does it mean like when you add it up, you get 8?
Yes, when you add the other numbers and divide by 6, because there are 7 numbers now. So if you take out one of the numbers, you'd have 6 numbers remain. So which number, if you take it out and you add the other numbers and divide by 6, you would get 8 as average? What ideas can we help to narrow this down? So 77. Michaela is saying A. If you take
Miss,
out
I know.
1.
Yes, Miss A. That would be A.
Michaela is saying if you take out 1, the
Yes, Miss,
remaining
I agree.
numbers, when you add them, do you agree?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss,
Miss,
I
I
agree.
agree.
So if
I
you take
agree.
out 1 and you add up the other numbers, what would you get?
48. Miss, 48.
You'd get, okay,
48.
and you
Divided by
divide
I
it by
got 38 when I did.
Miss, no, sorry, 8. Miss, it's 8. 8. Yeah.
if you take out 1 and add the other numbers, some persons are saying 48, some persons
Yes,
are
Miss.
saying 38. Which one is it?
It's 48. 48. Miss, 48. No, 38.
Miss, it's
Double
48.
double checking. And if we
Miss,
divide
48.
by 6, we're going to get 8. So
8.
the average
8.
would be 8. So the answer is A. If we remove the 1, then the remaining numbers would have an average of 8. All right, 3 questions to go. Number 78. Approximately how many sales were made in April? So we're to use this graph to answer 78 to 80. Approximately, how many sales were made in April? So this is January. Let me expand this.
It's Miss, I have my answer.
January, how many sales were made in April?
Miss 5. C.
5. How you
Miss,
got
how
5, Antoine?
Miss, since the line for April is between 4 and 6, the only number between 4 and 6 is 5.
Okay, I like that reasoning. That makes sense. All right. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes,
So
Miss.
Antoine is saying,
Yes, I
so
agree.
this is April and it's right between
I
the 4
agree.
and the 6. Okay. So it's
I
hard
agree.
not to that logic. Okay. All right. So we're all on board with that one. And 79, in which month was the least number of sales?
Miss, January. A.
So this is clear. Isn't it
Agreed.
clear? This
Miss,
is the
Miss.
Yes,
lowest.
Miss.
January have
Tell
So
2.
January was the least. And the final question, so we have made it through all 40 questions. What is the percentage increase in February when compared to January?
Miss, can you go back to the photo, please?
So I'm going to go back, but listen to the question and look at the options. What is the percentage increase in February when compared to January? What is the percentage increase February when compared to January?
Miss, can you go back to the question so I can see the answers?
Jot down the options quickly. So A, 4%, B, 40%, C, 100%, and D, 200%.
Miss, I'm going
What,
with A, 4%.
how you got 4%? You have to explain, how you get it. You can't just pick it because it looked pretty.
Miss, I didn't pick it because it looked pretty.
So tell me why you pick it.
I pick it because, can you go back to the photo, please? Because I picked 4% because, see, January is at 2 and February is at 6. So if you go up, like you go up by 2, miss. So like 2, 4, 6. That's why I pick 4%, miss.
It has no, this is number of sales. So there were 4 more sales, but it's asking to express that as a percent different something that. So yes, it sold 4 more in February than in January.
So
But what percent does that represent? That's what it's
miss, I'll
asking.
go with B, 40%.
How you get that? How you get 40? Anything you tell me, please be prepared to explain how you got it.
Miss, I'm not prepared.
But it's not no eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing we're doing. You have to know why you get the answer. Anybody else with any ideas? Because Lejan, they just picking the pretty answers.
Miss, I'm not picking them because they're pretty.
Picking them.
Because
Okay,
I
bye,
picked it.
Michaela. Michaela says she has one now. Michaela is saying D for number 80, but she picked D. She's running away. As soon as she tell us the answer, she says she have to go. Michaela, I'll see
She
you on
dropped
Monday,
a
honey.
bomb and ran away.
She dropped the and then about our business. So let us to figure it out. So come guys, let us figure it out. Any more ideas?
Miss, what is D?
Miss, I'm sticking with my 40%.
But leisure day, you have to tell me how you get 40. Students, did you write down the options? So here, so A says 4%. B says 40%. C says 100%. And D says 200%. So who can shed some light on?
I just guess it,
I
but
know
I'm
that
still
you don't know
sticking.
why. You're sticking with it. All right, let's reason it out
Miss,
together.
I don't
Miss,
know.
I'm reasoning. Miss,
Yes, Antoine.
I'm quite reasoning it out. So,
Yes. And what are your thoughts?
Miss, my thoughts, I'm not really sure about it, but my thoughts are so, Miss, for 10, okay, no, so 10 would be 10 over 100, 20 would be 20 over 100. So, Miss, I would say it's going up by powers of 10. It's going up by 10, Miss.
What is going up by 10?
Miss, I would say the percentages. Miss, I'm not sure.
But we're not given any percentages. All right, let's reason it out. Right? Let's reason it out. The question says, what is the percentage increase in February when compared to January? So first thing, January was 2 sales, February was 6 sales. So there was an increase of 4, right? 4 sales.
Yes, Miss.
So they want us to express that 4 as a percent of the original.
I know the answer.
So it's 4 over 2 times 100. That's how we'd express it as a percent.
Miss, I know
So
the
work
answer.
out.
Miss, I know the
What
answer.
is it, John?
200%, Miss. Michaela was right.
Yeah, but she never tell us why. So maybe she just guess it.
Probably she just said. Probably she just
If
said.
you just tell me the answer and then you run gone, I'm just gonna say you guessed it.
Miss,
Probably she said, let me just tell them the answer and then let them figure it out themselves.
No, but me not like that.
That's not
So I'm
really
telling
good.
you now how to work it out. First, you find out what was the increase. So from 2 to 6, there was an increase of 4. To express that as a percent of the original, you'd put that 4 over 2 times 100, since we're expressing a percent. And 4 over 2 times 100 gives 200%. So it was a 200% increase. It was a 200% increase. And that answer is D. And that's the 40 questions. So we went through 40 more questions. We did 40 last week for the curriculum-based test, and we have done 40 more.
So that's 80, Miss.
80,
Yes, Miss.
So yes. So on Monday, of course, we're going to have our performance task again. So make sure to join me on Monday at 7. And we'll do it all over again. Each week we have 5 live PEP classes. So you don't want to miss any at all, yes?
I was going to say, I like the visit to the elderly class the last time.
Oh, you did? What
Yes.
did you like most about it?
I like most about talking to a healthcare center, and
Mm-hmm.
um I like talking about it, like working the answers together. That's what I like about
Yes.
it.
Yes, and that's what we do in the performance task. And a lot of students are very scared of the performance tasks. So I think it's very important that we work through them together. And so you realize there's nothing to be scared of. We can reason it out. We can use the information that is given to find what is wanted, what is asked for, right?
Miss,
The
Yes,
answers
miss.
are in the questions. Always
Miss,
remember that. The answers are in the question. The solution is in the problem. So we just have to read carefully, highlight the important points, and
Only I want to ask you a
break,
question.
break the information apart.
Miss, I'm not afraid of the performance task, but I'm afraid of the curriculum-based test.
The curriculum base. Okay. So that's why we're doing so many each Friday, 40 questions. By the time we're done and and it's time for exam, you won't be afraid of any aspect of the PEP.
And
Miss,
Miss, I
we
want to
probably
ask
did
you a
all the
question.
questions in the PEP test already.
Pardon me?
Miss, we probably already did all the questions in the PEP test already.
And you're not going to get this many in the PEP, but it's good to practice with this many so that you sharpen your skills, and any angle the questions come at you, you're able to handle them because you've practiced so much. So we have
Yes,
days
miss.
when we have 2 days for the performance stars. We have the ability test, we have the curriculum based test, and we have the critical thinking, which is another important element. Remember, yesterday we worked with money, and next week we're going to do some more money problems. Yeah, so it's very important. So I don't want you to miss any class. Tell your friends about the classes so they can come and participate and benefit from it. So I'll
Miss,
see you scholars on Monday.
Yes, Miss,
Take
and I
care
had
of
a
yourself.
question for you.
Sure, go ahead, Legende.
I was going to ask, since we're in online now, when we're doing when we're going face to face, are we still going to do these live classes?
Certainly, certainly. And remember, during the break, we're going to have quizzes.
Quizzes?
We're going to have a quiz every day where you can compete against each other in friendly rivalry.
Yes, Miss, just for
Nobody
fun.
not go vex, nobody not go vex if them no win, right?
Miss, I
Nobody not
always
go
like
make,
winning,
we
but
don't want
sometimes
nobody
I don't
make up
like
them face and
losing.
start ball and start cuss and all kinds of something. No, it's going to be friendly rivalry. You
Friendly.
can compete with each other, and we're gonna have a winner and see who comes second and who comes third. But nobody not gonna vex when it
Miss,
done.
I want to tell you something.
Sure, go ahead.
You see, because me and Amari used to be in mystery class together. When
Yes.
Miss Reed used to always have quizzes, me and Amari used to
You are
fight
always going
for
to.
first place.
So
We
you
used
used
to
to
fight.
compete. We
Yes,
used to
Miss.
fight.
Miss, she was
Miss
not
in
here.
Miss in
Miss, she was not
no,
here.
Amari, no, no, no.
Miss,
Miss
Miss,
it
she was
Amari,
using
Amari used to
Miss, she
always
was using
Amari used to
calculator.
always act like
Miss, she
he's
was
the
using
king.
But
calculator.
Legende, Amar
No,
is saying that
you didn't use the
Amar is
calculator.
saying that
Stop
you
telling
use a
me.
calculator.
Miss, she did.
Did you use a calculator, Legende?
No, Miss, for some of them I used to
Miss,
calculate to see if I get the
All
right
right,
answer.
you
that's
see
why
when you're
using
doing
the
our
calculator.
quiz, you see when you're doing our quiz, you're not going to use any calculator,
No, Miss,
Exactly,
I'm
Don't
not.
Miss.
use any calculator. Right, you
Miss,
have to
can
No,
do it
Miss,
Miss,
I'm
can I
not
yourself.
ask
talking
you a
about that.
question?
Look, Miss, I only use.
Okay.
I only like you do the work it out, and put in the answer and click the answer that I got, and then I use the calculator to see if I made a
No, but
mistake in the
you're not
question.
going to be allowed to do that in the quiz this time.
Miss,
Okay?
Miss,
Okay,
can I please
Miss.
tell you something?
Right. All
And
right.
Miss Amari
Miss,
used
can
to
I tell you
always act like
something?
he's the queen of quizzes.
The
And I
queen.
Queen,
Queen
Miss,
is
the
a,
can I
queen.
please,
is a male.
Miss,
Males aren't queens.
can I please tell you,
Males aren't
Miss,
queens,
can I please
Legendary.
tell you
Miss,
He
something?
can I
used to
tell you
always,
something?
not the queen, I
I'm
mean the
sorry,
queen
hold
used
on.
to always
What
act
are you
like the
saying,
king.
Madison?
Miss, I invited my best friend to the class and she saw the test and she didn't even bother to try and work it out. She said that is too hard and that she's
Oh
scared.
my.
She's scared that
No
you
man.
guys will laugh
Tell her
at
to
her.
stick around. Tell her after a while it will be so easy, because when the more you do it, the easier it's gonna seem. You after a while you can close your eyes and do them.
Mommy
All
said
right,
just really.
Miss,
All right,
can I
so
please tell you
I have
something?
a CSEC class right now, so I'm going
Miss,
to
can you
bid
give me
you
5 minutes,
farewell.
please?
Yeah, I
Bye,
have a
Miss.
CSEC class at 6 o'clock. So I love your company, I love your conversation, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again on Monday.
Okay,
So
Miss.
take care, scholars. I'll see you.
Love you, Miss. Take care of
Love
yourselves.
you
Bye,
Eat
too.
Miss.
vegetables. And yes,
Bye,
Yes, I
Miss.
will.
Stay safe.
yes, eat vegetables and grow
Remember to
strong. Even though you already grow strong. Anyways, bye everybody.
Bye.
And remember, I'm still the queen of quizzes.
hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. And you had. Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you done a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? And have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC. Look at the common errors, mystify everything. Watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So, stay tuned. Hello, scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error, one mistake? Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Ready? Come on, take